Bonjour tout le monde, it is I, Rubbing RX, and welcome to my Let's Play of Pikmin 2. Oh boy, it's been a hot minute since I've played Pikmin, at all. When I actually started getting back into recording, I actually did the challenge mode of Pikmin 1. And I decided after 3 games I'd come back to it. Didn't realize those 3 games would take so long to do. And I've actually been super excited to play this. I finally beat Hey Pikmin for the first time last month. I bought the game launch day-ish. No, it couldn't have been launch day. I don't think I had a DS at that point. But apparently I only played 4 stages. And when I took my vacation to Florida this last month, I beat it, and it's okay. But it just made me really excited to play a good Pikmin game. Alright. So we are going to go into File 2. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. But he was aided by the indigenous creatures, which he called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. But in Olimar's absence, his employer, Hokotate Freight, ran into financial difficulties. Captain Olimar. Planet Oh, these aren't subtitles. Hokotate Freight. Even though it says Hokotate Transportation Company. President of Hokotate Freight and its local employer, Luke. I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad. Quite glad, but sadly, I have an announcement that is not so glad. What? Oh. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On his first mission, Louis here met a ravening space bunny. And his entire load of golden pick brand carrots was eaten. Nom 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 nom. I took out an enormous loan to repay the debt from this loss. I decided to sell off corporate assets to repay the loan. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. As for the rest of our loan... we have no means to repay it. Olimar, what is that? You brought back that as a souvenir for your kid. Treasure, 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 money, 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 money. Initiating valuation of recovered treasure. This artifact is worth... it's not flood. 100 Pokos. This thing is worth 100 Pokos? That's more than a year's salary. Oh! What? There are more on that planet? Then we can repair our debt. Louis, you don't look alive. You must depart immediately with Captain Olimar. Sorry to hear the jingling of my necklaces. I'm actually wearing necklaces right now. Yes, this takes place immediately after Pikmin 1, and Olimar doesn't even get to see his kids after he almost died. Bert, that was close. Abaverga crash landing. Running diagnostics. Alert, danger. Louis is missing. He must have fallen somewhere out. Never mind. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. Olimar, you must find Louis before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment. Look. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. Must help them. Point at the screen and press B to call them with your whistle. Hold B to make it carry further. Tutorial time. Yay. The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Olimar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Hold and blah blah blah. Throw Pikmin. So, if you remember correctly from the first Pikmin game, Pikmin were actually named after the Pick carrots that the ravenous bunny happened to speak of or eat. Attention, Captain Olimar. I have just re-established my communication link with Louis. He is fortunate to have managed to confirm his safety. Press minus to communicate him. I am quite interested in the details of his condition. So here's the biggest change from Pikmin 1 to 2.
Louis.
2 captains. Louis, allow me to assess your condition. As per our safety protocols, are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. Can you make your way to the location you may join us? I will navigate for you. Press plus to contact me. Okay. So this is the Valley of Repose, a completely new area that wasn't in Pikmin 1. We never found any snow on this planet before. But yeah, what she robot is saying there, plus brings up a map, which is a full map apparently. There's a menu here. Items. Whoa, are those children bodies? Huh. And yeah. So we'll keep walking. Well, that looks familiar. Believe the object before you to be to one of the onions mentioning Olimar's report. And he was just so happy to see Louis that he ejaculated. The seed the onion ejected, according to Olimar's report, can be plucked with A. Oh, okay, interesting. Louis, this must be one of the Pikmin creatures from Olimar's report. It's staring at you. You can press down to issue objectives and direct their movement. You can disband your squad with C. Interesting. Olimar's description of the creatures resembling Pick carrots was strikingly accurate. Louis, my sensors have detected drool in the corner of your mouth. Are you alright? So what it's talking about is you can press minus to move around your Pikmin, or down. Before we go meet up with Olimar, there are a few other things. This is a pellet posy. Okay, sure. They can be destroyed to get the pellets on them. Taking a pellet of the same color to the same onion will produce more yields. It will double a 1 pellet, and it will, for any larger pellet, it will actually give the size on the pellet. If you give a red 5 pellet to a different color, it will only make 4 of that color. Which will make a lot more sense once we have more picks. The onion create more seeds. The pellet from that flower must hold nutrients that breed Pikmin. Yes, the Pikmin gather nutrients, propagate species. The onion is the Pikmin's mothership. Review the report by repeatedly tapping A to pluck Pikmin. This is going to be a little weird to record, just because of how... There's a few reasons. A lot of sound effects come from the Wii Remote, so you're probably hearing them a lot louder than the actual game because they're going to be picked up by my microphone. And then also, going back to a Wii Remote after dual Joy-Con feels super gross. It feels so weird. Like, I love the Wii Remote nunchuck, but compared to a Joy-Con, I'm not sure. And Pikmin 3, the last time I played it wasn't with a Wii Remote nunchuck. It was with dual Joy-Con with Pikmin 3 Deluxe. So this is a weird experience that I'm gonna have to get used to again. Now this first day, day 1, there isn't a time limit, just like every Pikmin game. Oh. But Z resets your camera. If you've played Ocarina of Time, it works just like that. I'm curious to know how this series is going to play out. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we were searching for. The only reason we found it here is because this is how you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Press C to move. Okay, blah, blah, blah. You can play with the D-pad to... So, up, top, down, and then far, in, and further. Alright, there's Olimar. So our Pikmin up here, you can see we need 15. But Louie only has 11, but if we switch over to Olimar, there are 16. This ship gets annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Louie, you've been reunited at last. This has been troublesome to start our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get through anything, correct? Press B to form a single group, C to take solo action, and minus to change leaders. So... minus to change leaders, which we can be in the same group, which doesn't really do much. If you press C, they disband just like Pikmin. So we'll play as Louie right now. You can have up to like double what it requests on a thing. So right now it needs 3 Pikmin, but it's currently have 6. It usually makes it go faster that way. If we head over to the battery, the Duracell. Well, I'll just do this. It needs to be unburied, so we can let it sit there and unbury itself. Or they can dig themselves, not unbury itself. Have the Pikmin dig it out for us. And you see it needs 20, and we only have 10 on there, and we only have 6 on here, so that's 16 total. So the reason we're carrying these Pikmin, this dwarf Bulborb's corpse back, is because they are also nutrients for an onion. For a Pikmin to reproduce. I believe a dwarf Bulborb will produce 5 Pikmin. I don't know the exact number for every creature, I just know this one. Which is actually quite a bit more than other games. Oh no, it only produces 4. Okay. So when you have both captains together, they will both pluck the Pikmin, so you pluck twice as fast. It's like the only advantage to having them together in this game. Come on, Pikmin. There we go. Okay. So now they will carry this back to the ship. They are very intelligent slaves, these creatures. There's a lot to this game. This is probably... I'd say this is probably the biggest Pikmin game. in terms of main story. In terms of side modes, including the main story, I think Pikmin 3 is the one that beats it out for that. But this is going to be a very long playthrough, possibly the longest on the channel, honestly. And also, this is one of the few playthroughs on this channel that is not any sort of blind. I have 100%ed this game before. Oh, nope, there's going to be some blind to it. But the main story, 100%. I do not... So, I hate talking about sequels during this, but it's been so long since I've played this game. In the original, in Pikmin 3, your pointer doesn't actually move your captain around, so if I want to throw over here, your captain will be facing the opposite direction and then just throw behind them. $280 value. And everything gets a name. This is the Courage Reactor. Our first day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. However, to communicate with Hokotate, we must first fly into the orbit of the lower planet. We will not return to the surface until morning, as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. Today's report. We found a Courage Reactor, so we have 280 out of 10,000 Pokos. We have created 20 new Pikmin. Have lost 0 to anything. You found our first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. Out checking often. Keep up the pace. And this is our map. And I would like to talk about this a bit. We are going to be going over a few things after we finish a day. So we can look at a picture of our treasures, and Olimar writes notes. We've recovered our first treasure. Amazingly, the Pikmin remembered how to salvage it. I can't understand their adorable language, and I don't know what they're thinking yet. I'm so happy to see them. When I crashed on this planet, the Pikmin helped me locate my missing ship parts. In my darkest hour, the Pikmin were there for me. Now that I'm reunited with them, I know everything will be alright. It will, right? I'm not sure if we'll go over everything all the time, but I'd like to go over quite a few. So we can throw Pick carrots at them, and we can see how they react to Pikmin. This is our Picklopedia. We can read Olimar's notes. Dwarf Red Bulborb, is its name. Its scientific name is Pansaurus pseudoculo-russus, and is part of the breadbug family. Although initially identified as a juvenile red bulborb, groundbreaking new research indicates this creature is in fact a member of the breadbug family. A close relative of the vanilla breadbug, it escapes predation through mimicry. Unique adaptation of the red bulborb's crimson coloration allows the species to safely commingle. Such effective adaptation and obfuscation by a prey species is rare, indicating this clever creature is a master of mimicry. And then, if you have a 100% file at all, you unlock Louie's notes. For a blissful biscuit, mince the entire breast finely and stir it in with heavy cream, artichoke hearts, and a pinch of black pepper. Heat slowly until piping hot. Rich and creamy. He tells you how to cook everything. Pellet Posy, Amplis nutria, pellet weed family. In the stem of the pellet posy, one can observe the muscle fiber of unique half-plant, half-animal species such as Pikmin and candy pop flowers. So the pellet posy is a species that can be considered a close relative, although the ability to crystallize nectar is unique to the small group of the pellet weed family. The fact that these plants reach maturity so quickly and that their pellets contain such high concentration of nutrients in the soil explains why the Pikmin and so many other indigenous species are so reliant on these pellets for nutrients. On quest for the perfect hors d'oeuvre, slow cook this plant in a wood fire oven, but be careful only to serve the tender pellet. So yes, go get area selection. Next time on Pikmin 2, we will continue exploring the Valley of Rapport. Au revoir.